What's up guys, Chris Glansky here back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the Specialized S-Works Venge. This is one of my favorite colorways and frame sets that Specialized has ever designed. I'm a really big fan of the Venge frame set because I live here in South Florida and everybody's always looking for the fastest, most aero bike that is out. And being in a flat state, we don't have a lot of hills, not too much climbing. So big carbon wheels, a 1x setup, and a big chain ring up front is definitely the way to go. So I was really blessed to get my hands on this specific frame. This is the Team Bora Hansgrohe model that Specialized released. Only in Europe were you able to get this Venge frame. I was really blessed and lucky to get my hands on it from a guy out in California. I've had the SL6 rim brake version of this bike. I parted ways with it a couple years ago. I was really praying that I was able to find one of these, and I did. So I'm really stoked about it. But let's take a closer look. Diving right into the top of it, Specialized, I love when they do like this raw carbon look across the top where you could really see where they molded and stamped the carbon together. And you have Specialized written on the left and right side of that. Looking at the front of the bike, you just have this beautiful, clean Specialized badge logo on the front. And then you have, which is my favorite, it's like almost like a color palette. Specialized did like a Celeste green, a few different shades of teal, back up to the white, and that goes on the fork as well as under that top tube and kind of fades back out into that almost like a really darker version of a Celeste green. There's like a 100 green, it looks like in there, comes back into it. And let's just call it just Team Bora green. So that's that. You do have the Shimano stamped into that rear seat stay. I thought it was a sticker, but it's actually just integrated or painted onto the frame. Same with just that Venge logo right there, Specialized towards the bottom. And again, with the Specialized Venge frame, you do have that Fact 11R carbon, which is really light. I know on the tarmac models, going from SL6 forward, everything is 12R carbon, which is for a climbing bike, great, but for an aero bike, having a little bit heavier definitely is a plus. The bike feels more planted when riding it. And if you're gonna be running a Di2 group set on the bottom of your seat post, same as older style, the battery's there. But one thing I really like about what they did with this bike, they integrated the junction box into the seat post, which is really innovative, really cool. Never really seen that before in any of their models or previous models or any other bike brand. I've never seen Trek or Giant or Cannondale do it. The way that they were set up before was the junction box was under the stem, and then from the last previous years, I'd say 2017, 18, and 19, they had the junction box and the Di2 into the handlebar. But I really think it's neat how they just integrated right in the back of your seat post. Once you have it in, it's super clean. You honestly can't really even tell if it's there once you have your saddle onto the bike. I have the BB for this bike, but it's still press fit on BB30. Ceramic speed bearings are gonna be in there. It came with the bike, so I'm really stoked about that. One other thing, being that it's an aero bike, the way that the cables are gonna mount and tuck in are right under this stem, and then it kind of gets distributed through the bike once you have it, all the cables ran in and all the Di2 cables and hydraulic cables. This bike is great. I love it. I have another one I want to show you guys on another video. I'm super stoked about this color. If you guys have any comments, any questions on this bike, I know Specialized is no longer going to make this bike anymore. I'm kind of bummed about that. They did this model in 2018, 19, and 20. And 2020 will be the last year that we see this bike. Everything going forward is going to be the Tarmac SL7, which was kind of funny to me because I've been watching the Tour de France. It just ended yesterday on Sunday, and I see people even on Team Dakuni Quickstep riding this bike. especially yesterday in the final stage, stage 21, the lead out for Sam Bennett. He was on a Specialized S-Works Venge, and the SL7 has been out for about a month now, and they're pushing that bike really hard. But to me, I still think it's very funny and very interesting why the riders on Dakuni Quickstep and even on Bora Hansgrohe are still opting for this bike other than the SL7. My boy Peter Sagan didn't really do so hot. He came in third in the final stage, and he didn't even win any stages this entire tour. He's a 7-time green jersey sprinter champion for the Tour de France. I wouldn't blame it on the bike, but I know comparisons from the Venge to the tarmac. The Venge is a way stiffer bike. Just look at this down tube, man. It is just thick, it's AERO, and it just allows a power transfer to hold when these guys are putting out 12, 15, 1600 watts to that crank area. You want something that's really stiff and it's got to be able to hold that power and the snappiness to allow you to accelerate. And I don't know if Sagan is just getting older or they're blaming the bike, but to me, I was really shocked and really surprised when I still saw Specialized riders on this bike and some of the teams on the SL7. So that's it for now, guys. If you have any questions, let me know, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you on our next video. Later.